This is Irontrader. It is Monday morning, so it's time to go to work. Okay, as usual, we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and at natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock, market, ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Now, you can see here, if you look at all this chart here, we never had this here where it had that big gap up. But Friday was the tell, okay, because we had that bottoming tail. What we're looking for on the downside was right here, okay? This was that 82,185 level. Now you can see here, Friday, we made it all the way down here to this 78,675. What we're looking for is, I've been pointing out here for about the last 6 weeks or so, maybe longer, is this gap and this fill. Now we went through the gap, but we never did really make the fill. But that was your 77,930. That was your support level, and it came there pretty damn close. Now again, if that would have lost that, we have that 200-day sitting at 76,466. But obviously it didn't. So this was a tail. This is a nice, good bottoming tail. So I am long the IBIT because of that bottoming tail. Okay. Now Bitcoin, I'll take long because I think in the long run, I think this is going to go much, much higher over the end of the year. Now, I do short this with the BITI, and that worked out very, very nice here when we had this situation. But when we see a bottoming tail, we want to get rid of that short, and we want to get and put in that long position. Okay, so that's working out real nice. Now, we have this gap up situation here, which I never like because obviously every time you really pretty much have to fill that gap eventually, okay? So now what we did is we gapped right on up here. Now there was a gap here, okay? So we want to take a look at this. See now there's 92,755. There was your gap. And then look at the bottom of that candle at 93,570. There was your fill. Now that gap is filled with this candle right here. But we do have this gap. So I want you to just make sure you put this on your back burner. Today's low was 91,610. There's your gap. And then look to the top of Friday's candle, 85.70. Okay, your gap in your fill if it does sell off. Now, we have a lot of good support here. Now, look at this 8-day. This is what you're going to be watching is that 93.10, and then we're going to be watching this 89.944 level, okay? That's going to be very, very key levels of support. We want to make sure that we close above that. If that's lost, it would just come to the top of this candle here first. That is 87.015, and then Friday's high at that 85,720. Then we can come down to the bottom of this candle here at that 82,185, and then we go Friday's low kind of a situation at 78,675, and then we can go to this gap fill. Okay, that there is 77,930, and then we come down to your 200-day at 76,465 there. Now, again, it doesn't necessarily have to fill this gap right now. Look at here. See, if we had this gap, and look how much area that we ran here before we even came close to it. Okay, so it doesn't have to, but as long as we can hold this 8-day and that 100-day on a closing basis, that is good. Now, you can see where it ran right out up here, and what did it do? That 21-day was a brick wall. So that's going to be big resistance. That's at 94,919, okay? And then we'll come up to the top of this candle here, okay? You're looking at 96,625, and then you're going to go to that 97,620. That is your 50 SMA. That's going to be very, very crucial, okay? So these simple moving average, your 8, your 21-day, your 50-day, your 100-day, and your 200-day, those are all your key levels of resistance and support. And then we just use the candlesticks, your high, your low, and your closing numbers there, okay? And your opening numbers too, as much as you can drain out of that candle for your resistance and support there, okay? Now, if we get above that 50-day, then this is the candle that we're looking for right there. Is at 99,765 here. Then we just rally it right on up here. You got 100,765, and then we come up here 102,635, and then we just follow these candles all the way up here until you get to this big retest of 106,945. Because this had extreme resistance right here. Look how many times it hit it. Okay, all the way back to this candle there. Okay, but one level at a time. That's how you make consistent money. So let's just watch this 8-day and that 100-day on the downside. If that's lost, we're probably going to hit to that gap fill, okay? And then if that's lost, we go Friday's low and possible at 200. Upside, you ought to watch that 21-day and then the 50-day. We can close above that. Then we just follow the candles all the way on up here, or maybe even a possible retest of this area here. Now, you can see here on your RSI. See how you have your green, and then when it turned blue right there, okay? That says that's oversold condition, and that's when it rallied right on up here. And this is, we had that two confirmations. You had the bottoming tail, and you had the RSI here, And then what we do is we have this MACD, which is right at the oversold conditions. You're way on the bottom here. Now it's trying to curl up here. So you don't need a pile of indicators. I just use the volume, the RSI here, and the MACD. Now the RSI here is very important because you can use a lot of times you can use divergences. Okay, I'll give you an example. See, we have a high here, we had a high there, we had an even higher high, but we had a lower high. See this negative divergence going on here, and then what happened? It sold right on off, and boom, down she goes. Okay, so use everything right to the old max, just like these candlesticks, the high, the low, the opening, the closing. Everything gives you good support and resistance levels. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil, natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil and natural gas side by side. Okay, now you can see here where we have this candle went where to go right into the 8-day. See this? Very simple. Okay, right there. Look at today. We have an indecision candle went up above the 8-day, and now we're below it. Now I get the whole thing about Canada. And, Trump's going to raise the tariffs to 25%, 25% on Mexico. Just understand very simply, this is a negotiation tool. He's not going to put 25% tariffs on there for the next 4 years. These are negotiation, okay? He wants America to get something for their dollar. He's just not going to hand you money kind of situation. He wants fair trade, and he wants something for the dollar. So just understand that these are just trading tactics that he uses, negotiation tactics, okay? So always understand that. Now, I have my short position on. I still have it staying on with the SCO. And the reason being is because we have a high, a lower high, a lower high. We have a descending channel going right on down here, okay? And we have your prices below all your resistance. See this 8-day? You're below that. The 21-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day. There's nothing bullish about this chart. What it needs to crack out of this is some kind of a catalyst that'll pop it up. The key is, even if you have that catalyst, is it going to hold? Okay, we had a catalyst here, okay, tariffs. Catalyst here, tariffs. But did it last? No, not at all. That's what you always have to look. Now, I use the SCO as a hedge situation. Again, I got like 3,000 shares. If if it loses a 68.38, then I'll double those shares, and then we will go much lower, okay? So, but right now it's a hedge, and then what I do is I scalp the UCO on the long side. So if we get above this 8-day, then I will scalp that long until we hit that 21-day and that 100-day. Okay, and then we'll see what the reaction is. If it's say, okay, it's keeps on rolling, then we go to the 50-day. If it keeps on rolling, then we go to the 200-day. But right now, it's not doing dick. Okay, you're just sitting right here below that simple moving average. Okay, so this is your upside resistance. That's 70.20. We get above that. Your next big resistance is 71.24. Okay, and your 100-day, let me see, sitting at 71.38. We get above that, your next level is 72.56, and then your next level is 73.78. Okay, but right now we are downtrending. Okay, the only way you can reverse that is you got to get above all these candles here, especially that 200-day, and then we can head for that 75.18, and then you can rally up. But right now, this is not anything of a bullish scenario. Now, just remember, when T-Man is in here, just watch the last 4 years. Go back and think, he does not want high oil prices. He does not want 70, 80s, 90, $100 oil. He wants $50, $60 oil, okay? And something tells me he's going to get it, okay? So just be very careful and very patient here when you're trading the old crude ski. Now, downside here, well, what we want to do is we want to watch this bottom of this candle right here, okay? This is that 69.80 level, okay? So we're sitting pretty much right at it. Now, if that's lost here, we'll come right here at the top of this candle here. You're looking at 69.28. Then we'll come down to the bottom here, 69.14, and then we have 68.61. And this is your big retest at 68.36. If that 68.36 there is lost here, we can follow all these, just bring these price channels right across. That's all going to be your support, but this is going to be your big target at that 65.27. If this is lost, 63 is your target, 60 and then 57 is going to be your target. And I'll show you that here at midday trading. I'll pull up a weekly chart for you so you can get a little bit better look. Okay, now 42 here, well, that's not overbought or oversold. Your green is still below your red. This has still a lot of room to go on the downside like this, so this is nowhere near oversold. But I think eventually we're going to come down and retest this 65.27, and then we have to see what the reaction is when we get there. So this is a trade. This is not a buy and hold situation, I use that SEO for a hedge because I scalped the UCO on the old long side. Okay, natty gas getting a little love here. Okay, so we have these red candles, but now you notice that we're holding this key level right here, and this is what you need to hold on a closing basis, 3.71. That's your 50-day, and that's your 21-day. Okay, that's very, very crucial. Now, again, if that's lost here, you're going to come right to the bottom of this candle. Okay, you're looking at 3.63. Then we'll come here. You're looking at 3.55, and then we just follow the candles down. Okay, 3.46. You got 3.43. We come down here at 3.35, and then we're looking for an 100-day at that 3.28 level. Okay, now there is a gap right here. Okay, when we look at this, okay, so you got 3.16, and then right on top here, 3.11. See, this gap was never filled. They don't always have to fill right around, but eventually they will get filled, no matter, just a matter of time. That's lost. Your big retest is 299, and then we have 2.85. But that's only if that 50-day and 21-day is lost. Okay, now your 8-day here, look at it. She's making your roller coaster here, just like we had here. So this is going to become strong, strong resistance. See how that goes right on into it? So as this 8-day progresses, the 8-day is going to come down. This is going to be very, very strong. So upside here, you want to watch 3.84. We look to the bottom of this candle. Okay, you're looking at 3.87, and then we'll look to the top here. You're looking at 3.95, and this is what you're really looking for. Your big upside target is going to be that 401. Okay, so this is going to be strong resistance. Now, if it does, hey, get above that, then we can come up to the top of this candle at 406. We have a 409, and then we're going to come right into this 418 level. Okay, above that, you got 420. Okay, then we have this 430 area. You have 436. We have 439, 444, and then 447 is your big retest. But you got to get it and close above this 8 SMA here. So right now, today, what you're trading is this 8-day is going to be your big target on the upside, and your 50-day, 3.71, and your 21-day is your target on the downside. Okay, RSI here, that could go either way, you know, sit kind of in the middle. And now it looks like this green is over your red, so you have like a bearish kind of cross, which shows you momentum possibly there to the downside. But let's just see how it shakes out. Sometimes that can go and rally right back up here, but if it doesn't, you can get this, and then this is what you end up with. Okay, so again, this is a trade. Okay, now I'll be trading UNG for the long, KOLD for the short. Okay, so let's just see how this all shakes out. Be patient, trade it. This is not a buy and hold. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. Remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.